It has been 5 years since we won the Super Bowl. And in these last 2 seasons, we have lost in the NFC Championship game. This right here is our 3rd chance to get back to the final game of the best team's season. It's a 3rd game straight in this exact situation against a different team in all 3 years. We beat this Giants team back in week 2. It was not easy, but now they're here, and we have to go on the road in MetLife to take them down again to punch our ticket to our 2nd Super Bowl appearance of this franchise. Let's go and do it. Without further ado, the NFC Championship game is underway. And down below, the winner is going to face the Tennessee Titans in the Super Bowl. Great return, by the way, by Morgan Stoudemire out to her 38-yard line. But the Titans have won the last 3 championships, and they're going for their 4th. They beat the Bills 23-6. So that is who the winner has to face. What a run by the Titans, man. They have a huge dynasty brewing right now, or not brewing, already going. We start just shy of our 40, but we're going backwards. We just ran a in-around play that we have not used at all this season. That's very interesting. The loss of 2 on the first play. We saw us use a couple of option runs last game with Wagner, which we don't usually run. This is David Parson with exactly 12 yards to move the sticks. We're going to hand it off now. Allen cuts it back inside. That's a really solid run. We're in Giants territory now. Wagner has to get rid of it. You can't take a sack. He throws it away. Thank God. 3rd and 3 coming up. Well, you don't want your drive to stall here. Wagner rifles one down the field, and it's a perfect throw right in the basket for Trevor Offord. What a throw by QB1. 30 yards, and we are in the red zone. There's a replay of that one. A perfect throw over the top of 2 defenders. Stacking top of the screen. It's a halfback wheel, and Allen's got it inside the 5. 1st and goal, Los Angeles. Don't want to pull any punches here. Got to put this one in the end zone for 6. How is that not some kind of pass interference? 2 of our receivers, Parson and Stoudemire, I think, got caught on each other, and so it's incomplete. On the 5 again. Dumped off for Allen, and he's got only 2 or 3. In comes Perry Case, and on 3rd and goal, it's a fullback dive instead, and they were ready for it. Although a big injury for the Giants. Their best defender, Sean Strickland, is now shaken up on the play. But a goal line stand by the Giants will hold us to a field goal on the opening drive. We had Offord by himself top of the screen and not audible out of it. The field goal's up and good. We lead. So here comes the Giants offense, led by Tony Connor, who is one of the best quarterbacks all year long. Similar touchdown numbers as to Wagner. Pretty close in terms of all 3 numbers, yards, touchdowns, INTs. I think both quarterbacks are pretty similar. But first, look at our defense here in this game. They've been playing a great brand of defense throughout the playoff run. Gotta do it again here. 3-man rush on 2nd down. They hand it off, and Ellis gets around 6 to set up 3rd down. Trips bottom of the screen. Connor, a quick throw over the middle, knocked away by Daniel Levy. And the Rams force a 3-and-out by New York. 5 minutes gone here in the first quarter, and the Rams come out for their 2nd drive. We lead 3-0. A chance to tack on some more to our early lead. But Allen is going backwards. Loss of 2 again to start this drive, just like our last one. Ooh, we got Trevor Offord in the backfield on this play. We're going to dump it off for Allen instead, and we're back to the original line of scrimmage. This drive's not looking very good, and the screen pass for Offord is incomplete. Strickland's already back in the game. We go 3 and out. New York gets a second chance to match our opening score from their 30. Play action, really good protection, and he dismissed a wide open receiver. On the ground on second down, great wrap up in the backfield. Daniel Levy for a loss of 3 to bring up 3rd and long. And now he's in the zone on 3rd down. Pressure coming. And Connor has to throw it away. 0 for 3 start through the air. All right, so after a solid opening drive, both teams are trading 3 and outs. From the 28, just under 4 to go in the quarter. Gonna start through the air. It's hauled in by David Jackson for a 6-yard gain. Strong side run. Allen somehow slips a tackle and is inches short of a first down. Got to convert this one. We're going to go through the air, and Offord has it. He is so sure-handed. Ever since he got X Factor, he has been so sure-handed. He does not drop the ball. Now from the 42, Allen trying to find a hole, but nothing opens up. We're going to keep it on the ground, but it's been a slow start. 5 rushes, 9 yards. And now another 3rd and long for the Rams. Devon Achane checks in as the 3rd down back. Strickland coming up the middle, and he gets there. It's actually Dexter Lawrence, but the Giants get there regardless. And it is a drive-ending sack. Both defenses playing hard early on here in this championship game. We're showing pressure on 1st and 10, and they hand it off to Ferguson, but he goes backwards. Warren Terry makes the tackle, and that will end this first quarter. 3-0 Rams. Giants with possession. Is the winter weather affecting these Giants? Who knows? Usually it would be us being affected, but they're going backwards again. Another play by Warren Terry, 2 straight TFLs. And the Giants have a long way to go on 3rd down. There's 3 total yards for him here, by the way. Connor, pressured, and he lost the ball! It's recovered by Quincy Bass-Knight! And we take over at the 12. This defense is insane. Believe the sack was from... Who is that? That's Sergio Webb on the sack. And Bass-Knight with the recovery. Okay. Here we go. Gotta put this one in the end zone for 6. Cannot let this 12-yard drive go to waste. What a job by this defense here in the playoffs, man. That's way overthrown. New York stacks the box. We hand it off, and Allen gets nothing. We just cannot run the ball against this front 7 right now. Are they really going to hold us to another field goal here in the red zone? Wagner has so much time, and it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. David Jackson on the board, and we have a 2-score lead here in the first half, sparked by our defense. Great protection, and Jackson gets open with 2 defenders trailing. The Giants take over at their 22-yard line, but they have now negative 11 total yards. And not a single first down to show for it. Connor steps up and finds their first down and his first completion of the game. 17 yards. It was bound to happen eventually. On 1st and 10, they hand it off to Ellis. He gets outside, but Warren Terry brings him down. Back to throw again. Good protection for Connor. This one is broken up by Frank Drummond, the rookie corner. We have been playing Drummond as our slot corner these last couple of games, and the defense has been way better because of it. And Basnight gets home again. A sack on Tony Connor, and they're going to have to punt once more. A game crashed right after we got that sack, but luckily we're picking up right where things left off. 1st and 10 Rams from our 32. Allen, it's only 1 yard. We got to just start throwing the ball right now because this ground game is not working. A game crashed again right after that 1 yard run. Is it going to crash here? Hand off to Achan. Gain of 3. Can we get to the next play without... Okay, we're all good. 3rd and 6. Need the 42-yard line for a first down. Wagner flushed out and overthrowing it for David Parson. Out of bounds. We're going to punt. The Giants defense is not making this easy. Luckily, our defense is playing one of their best games of the season, at least so far. There's a flag down. Let me guess. We just rough the passer, tack on 15. Can almost guarantee it at this point. Oh no! It's holding on the offense. Whoa, that's a late call. We'll take it. 10-yard loss thanks to Evan Neal. 1st and 20 from the 11-yard line. And they give it to Ellis, and Levy's right there to meet him. No gain. They're going to do it again on the outside. And who was that on the outside? David Johnston with the initial contact. Brian Stewart is shaken up. Hopefully he's okay. But that's going to bring up 3rd down. A long way to go. Got to get to the 32-yard line for a first down. We bring 4. Connor under pressure, and he has to throw it away. 1 for 6 through the air. How many more chances can our defense give us to put points on the board here? 10-0. A touchdown makes it a 3-score game, which would be huge going into halftime. We score field goal, it's still a 2-score game. Over the middle, David Jackson for 8. Fake handoff. Wagner has good protection. Down the field, wide open. Jackson inside the 15. I got a feeling if he makes a better throw, it's probably a touchdown. Replay of this one, and we don't get the right angle on it, but if he makes a better throw, Jackson's probably gone for a score. But we still have it inside the 15-yard line. And here's our chance to really tack on some insurance. Under half the quarter left. Gonna hand it off on the outside. Achan has a hole. He's in there untouched. Our best run by far. And we're in the end zone for 6. Devon Achan might be his best run all season long. What a start for these LA Rams. That play only worked, by the way, because we got great blocks from David Jackson, Trevor Alford, and David Parson, all 3 of whom don't usually have the best run blocking ability. So to get that from all 3 players on one play is huge. And we lead 17-0. Best run for Ellis here. He's bouncing outside. He's got daylight. And the Giants are going to respond on the first play from scrimmage on their next drive. Zach Ellis goes 77 yards to the house. And that was just poor defense. Straight up. Well, we're going to have to score a touchdown all over again. Starting from our 21-yard line. That was by far their best play all day long. Their only scoring play, and their only play over 10 yards besides that one completion earlier in the game to Kyle Kidd. 2nd and 7. Under 4:20 to go in the first half. We're going to hand it off up the gut, and Allen has a first down. That's his best run. Giants bring 4. We dump it for Trevor Offord. He gains around 5. 11 for 16 passing so far in this game for Jesse Wagner. Doing a pretty good job so far. He's only had 1 or 2 real, inaccurate throws, so can't really complain there. This one's wide open. First down. Morgan Stoudemire. And keep it through the air on 1st and 10. It's hauled in by Achane. Out of the warning, Wagner throws a strike to Trevor Offord. He turns upfield, and we're in field goal range again. Trips, bottom of the screen. We're going to keep it through the air, over the middle, almost picked off. Deontay Banks just dropped it. Lucky break for us, man. Oh, that could have been a game-changing play right there. That was Wagner's first turnover-worthy play all day long. 2nd down, pressure coming, and caught for a first down, David Jackson. A yard shy of the red zone. And almost picked off again by Petrovsky. Now to settle things down here, Jesse. Pressure coming, and Thibodeau gets the sack. Loss of 7 yards. Boyd also involved. 3rd and 17. We got to go 28 yards to get this ball in the end zone. And a little bit over half that for a first down. For the end zone, it's caught just at the 1. David Jackson keeps the drive alive, and we're knocking on the door. Need a replay of this one. Right at the pylon, but kept out of the end zone. And here we go. LA in business. Wagner hesitating, and he throws it away, but he had Parson open. We're going to the ground. Perry Kaysen gets the pitch out. He's tackled just short. We got to punch this one in, man. We can't have 2 goal line stops by the Giants. Up the gut. Touchdown! Perry Kaysen. He's in this time. 2 straight touchdown drives by the Rams. And we're going to go into halftime, hopefully, with this big of a lead. The PAT from Douglas makes it 24-7. That was a 14-play drive. And that will take us into halftime. 24-7, a 17-point lead. Things are looking good, but still another whole half to play. It's not over yet. The Giants start the second half with the football, but in that first half, Tony Connor was only 1 for 8 passing. Their only real good play was that big touchdown run by Zach Ellis. And they're going to start with an incompletion here. 1 for 9 now. They have a long way to go on their opening drive, starting from their 17-yard line. This offense is having a complete opposite performance versus their Week 2 game against this defense because they played very well in that game. They need 4 on 3rd down. Connor under pressure, throws it away. What? I can't believe what I'm seeing here. But I guess I'll take it. Must mean that our secondary is doing their job, and so is the front 4. The front 7, really. The pass rush has been generating some constant pressure, and I guess nobody's open down the field, right? So here we go. After a sub 1 minute drive by the Giants, we're already in New York territory to start our possession. Let's go, man. David Jackson having a monster performance here. Already over 100 yards. Had that first half touchdown, and now we're at their 46. And keep it through the air. Jackson for 9 more. Is he primed to be our #1 receiver next year? Who knows? But I'm enjoying his performance here in this one as the #2. There's our current #1, Trevor Offord. Trying to get him one last ring before he potentially leaves LA for maybe greener pastures. 1st and 10, LA from the New York 32. Gonna keep it through the air. Wagner gets rid of it while he's hit. What a completion. In the backfield, it's Allen. We go play action. And incomplete. Broken up for David Parson. Triple stack, bottom of the screen. Only throws here on this drive. Allen hauls it in for a first. Just outside the red zone. Wagner rifles one. It's called in at the 1 by David Parson. What a throw by Wagner. Once again facing pressure. Just a second reception all day long for Parson. But he zipped that one in there. What a galloping catch there by our tight end. And we are knocking on the door again. We're showing a strong side run here. Barnett, the fullback. He'll get the carry. He is pushed in by Avila. Touchdown once again for the Rams. 2 straight games with the score for Jerry Barnett, the rookie fullback. And this lead is only getting larger to start this 3rd quarter. Did you expect this performance from the Rams? I definitely did not. Not exactly sure the odds of the Giants pulling this one off, but again, I said almost every episode, we have seen some crazy things in this series. Less crazy plays as of late in terms of the jankiness and funkiness of them, but anything's possible. We've seen some absolutely abhorrent things happen, but this crowd is booing. They're raining in from the crowd. We're showing pressure on 3rd down, but we back off. 4-man rush can't get there, but the Giants get nothing on this reception. On 4th and 4, down 31-7. What do? Well, they chose to punt. So let's see if we can go for like 40 points in this game. Only 3 completions for Tony Connor, and 2 of them went for like only a handful of yards. That's caught by Trevor Offord over the middle to move the sticks. This crowd is booing after every bad play by this Giants team. I mean, their defense has not played very well. They've tried their best, but their offense has given these guys no chance. I mean, we've had the ball so long. We had 44 offensive snaps in the first half alone, when most teams average about 60 per game. That has been the difference in this game, is our defense just not allowing anything from New York. That's intercepted, though, by Ben Meeks. Out of nothing, the Giants have a positive play. Can't really call this one that bad of a throw. It's actually Brandon Meeks, not Ben Meeks. Just slightly overthrown for Achane. Just let him by like a foot too much. And that was enough for Meeks to haul it in. So the Giants take over just across midfield, I think, for the first time in this game. I think it's their first snap in Rams territory in this game. I could be wrong about that, though. And they get nothing. Ellis goes nowhere. And I keep it through the air here. And going backwards. Loss of 14 yards. Carl Graham always seems to come through in these games. They got to go a dozen 2 times to get the first down, and they're going to get nothing out of it. It's thrown away. This is a completely different showing than that week 2 matchup. And they're going to punt on 4th and 24. Down by 24. Stay in for a little while longer. Probably going to get into a little bit of the 4th quarter before we move on. 8 yards there to Trevor Offord. Pretty good day overall for Wagner, I would say, besides that pick, which came in pretty much garbage time at this stage in this game. But I think he's played one of his better games in his playoff career. That one's knocked away by Toon. Rips top of the screen on 3rd and short. Right back to Offord for a first down. He's right around 90 yards through the air with 8 receptions. Busy day for him. Busy day for David Jackson. If the offense plays like this in the Super Bowl, then we'll be in good shape. But he dismissed Trevor Offord for what would have been a wide open 66-yard score. And there was nobody near him. Got to hit those ones, but at least it's not a crucial play any longer. Pressure off the edge, and Wagner's taken down for a loss of 5. Unblocked defender. And the drive is going to end right here. Another incomplete screen pass. Giants take over. 12 to go in the quarter in terms of seconds. Ellis on the ground. Enough to get over 100 on the day. And this 3rd quarter is over. It has been a pure day to forget for Brian Daboll and the offense here at MetLife. This is 4th reception, or completion rather, goes for a gain of around 2 to bring up 3rd and 3. They've got, with those sack yards, -8 passing yards. Going to add to it here for a first down. Just shy of midfield and caught over the middle. Right back to Kenoy. It'd be pretty awesome if we could fake like we're going to allow a score, then maybe, pick off Connor or force a fumble or something. That would be really awesome. Give this crowd even more to boo about. Would love that. I'm a Cowboys fan in real life, so I absolutely just despise the Giants. They're a horrible organization. That's incomplete. Knocked away by Quincy Basnight. 4th and 5 for the Giants. And they're going to have to go for it from the 47-yard line. Connor has good protection, and the pass is batted away. Darius Richards just not even having to move his feet. And the crowd boos once again. You start 3 yards shy of midfield for probably your last drive of the game that we're going to tune in for. It's also, I think, our first game in quite some time without a single injury mid-game. I have not seen a single one for us. There's been a couple for the Giants, but none for us. As Demarius Allen moves the chains, you're now in no man's land on 1st and 10 from their 42. And off to Kaysen. Wrapped up for nothing. Play fake on 2nd down. Pressure coming, and Wagner throws a pick. Deontay Banks dives for it. What a play on the ball. A bad throw once again. Wagner misfires his favorite targets. And Deontay Banks, after dropping a pick in the first half, makes up for it here, but it's too late. The game's already over. And in year 10, the Rams have finally done it! Half a decade since our last Super Bowl appearance, and we are back in the big game once again. We finally got over the hump. Third time's the charm here in the NFC Championship. And the Giants are sent home. The Rams are moving on. Let's go. An absolutely dominant defensive performance, and the offense played very well in that first half, enough to give us a 17-point halftime cushion. And now we are back in the big game once again. Did not expect us to play this well against a team that really took us to the brink of a loss back in week 2. But Wagner ends up having a pretty good day despite the 2 picks that came in the second half when the game was already over. Tony Connor, though, 1 first half completion. Pretty much all 17 of those came in the second half. That is just absolutely insane. They only sacked him once, but brought plenty of pressure. No, we got more than 1 sack, I think. We had several sacks in this game. That's not accurate. Zach Ellis over 100 yards thanks to that 77-yard touchdown run. HN had that unblocked 14-yard score. But through the air, David Jackson and Trevor Offer were both getting open left and right. We had no problem moving the ball in that second quarter. And we got a couple of sacks. 1 for Baz Knight, 1 for Sergio Webb, who I think had that forced fumble. And then Carl Graham had 1. And then we had the recovery by Quincy Baz Knight. And our kicker was perfect. 3 straight wins here in the playoffs. And we have to face the NFL's only juggernaut over the past several years. The 3-peat champions going for a 4-peat. The Tennessee Titans. Because we beat a very hot team, we've stolen the Giants' momentum, and we have a +10 break tackle, player and tackle in our next game. That's going to really help us out on defense especially. The entire team earns 2,500 XP going into the Super Bowl. In Super Bowl 68, we have to take down a team that just bludgeoned the Bills, who bludgeoned us just a handful of weeks ago. In this game, Tennessee put up nearly 400 offensive yards. Clyde Simpson still the franchise quarterback here. 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. They've won 3 straight titles, going for number 4. And they've got former Saints running back Jerry Whitmore, who, if you guys recall, was taken in that same draft as Matthew Williams, who is now on the Houston Texans. They've also got X-Factor receiver Martin Strong. Big touchdown for Whitmore in this game as well. They got Matthias Macklin. I think we lost our last game against Tennessee, but I think that was last season before they made that big run to close their year. But they've got some big players on this team across the board. It's not going to be easy, despite this past game pretty much being a pretty simple victory. We got a weekly award for David Jackson for his big 124-yard performance with those 8 carries. Brandon Meeks got 1 for that pick off of Jesse Wagner. But in the Pro Bowl, we're not going to have anybody here. Tony Connor, the number 1 quarterback in the NFC. Zach Ellis, who we just beat, obviously, also on the Giants. So nobody makes it for us because we're in the Super Bowl, but it should still, I believe, count as an award for some players if they were to have made it. John Strickland also there, Dexter Lawrence on there. They had several defenders on this list, Kayvon Thibodeau, so 3 different defensive linemen made it. But they could not really generate a whole lot of pressure on Jesse Wagner. Brandon Meeks also makes it, man. They had a lot of defensive players on this list. God damn. We have upgrades for pretty much half of our team. So this should help us out. We'll focus on the ones for the players that are kind of younger, like Jonathan Dodson. I think his addition to our defense has been a huge upgrade. I think after we acquired McKinney and then brought in Budda Baker, that was kind of just like a bridge player. But I think Dodson is a huge improvement over Budda Baker because our defense has just been playing insanely well ever since we drafted him. Ben Farrell has really played better as of late on the offensive line. And for him, we're going to go with the agile archetype. And he ends up being a star dev right tackle, so about what you would expect. You don't often see superstar X Factor. I'm pretty sure it's impossible for there to be a X Factor offensive lineman. But Kevin Campbell, also a young tackle that we have here in his second season. Normal dev, but he's been even better than last season. I think for him, we're going to go pass protector going into this next game. We are in Super Bowl week. We'll go through the awards real quick. We'll also go through these scenarios before this game. Don't realize that Justin Robinson down there is a 93 X Factor. He's coming off a one-sack game against Buffalo. But here we go. Super Bowl Media Day. What's going on here? We already have one ring 5 years ago. So we're no strangers to this magnitude or the atmosphere. How much does that help? I would say significantly. It helps to know that you've done it once before, so you can do it again. I think we have the team that can finally get over the hump. 10 staff points. And then hot opponents. Can we end the Titans win streak? We're also playing some great football, folks. We got to be confident going, and we cannot give them bulletin board material. Hot streak. I guess they're also going to have plus 10 break tackle, but we already had this boost. So do we get plus 20 break tackle now? I would hope so. If we look at somebody like Jonathan Dotson, I'm just curious how much boost we're actually getting here. Now we're getting plus 20 to player, like plus 20 tackle and plus 20 break tackle. So we're getting double of what we probably should be. But because we got those two scenarios back to back, I mean, this defensive player is going to be absolutely insane in this game. I'm expecting a pretty good performance by them with that being known. But now we got the yearly awards. Trevor Lawrence ends up winning MVP. Brian Dable, Coach of the Year. Interesting. I feel like we maybe deserve our hat in the ring there, but Trevor Lawrence, Offensive Player of the Year in the AFC. Greg Rousseau, Depoy. Sam McGee, the Mahomes replacement, is the Offensive Rookie of the Year, while Tavares Higgins wins it on defense in Pittsburgh. Lawrence, best quarterback. Glenn Clemens, best running back. Matthew Williams comes in second. Whitmore in third, who we're facing in our next game. Best receiver, CeeDee Lamb with Jacksonville. Donovan Shepard, best offensive lineman. Rousseau, best D-line. Bernard Pickett, best linebacker. Gardner, best defensive back. And Brian Allen, best kicker. And the NFC, best kicker goes to Roy Covington. And Douglas was only 8th place. But oh boy, goes to Bijan Robinson. I mean, he was by far the best running back by I think 600 yards or something crazy. Sean Strickland ends up winning Defensive Player of the Year, and our highest player is not even in the top 10. So kind of a down year for our defense in terms of these stats, but not in terms of the actual play. Tevin Triplett, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Dakota White, Defensive Rookie of the Year over in Washington. And Jesse Wagner wins Best Quarterback. He's going to be an X Factor going into the Super Bowl. Holy crap. We have a franchise quarterback. We have to bring this guy back. That is absolutely huge. I was not expecting that whatsoever. That's awesome. But he really put together his best season, and he wins his first, big award because of it. Oh man, he came in as a normal dev quarterback, and now entering his first Super Bowl, he is going to be an X Factor. His development over the course of these last 4 years has been honestly spectacular. Trevor Alford ends up being 4th place in best receiver despite missing 6 weeks. If this guy would have not gotten hurt, we could have been so much better across the board. Adrian Roseman ends up winning best offensive lineman with the Giants. We had nobody in the top 10 when we usually do have a couple players there. Strickland wins best defensive lineman. Best linebacker goes to Max Crosby. Quincy Bansline, 2nd place behind him. Best defensive back goes to George Vance. Now he is also going to be an X Factor. Dude, this defense is going to be absolutely insane. Jonathan Dotson, 4th place, by the way. That's how good he was. Darius Richards in 8th place. Best kicker, we saw this already. Wow, the awards are going to really help us out going into our final game. That's honestly amazing. Upgrade point for George Vance. And yeah, there's the X Factor. We have, what, 5 or 6 X Factors now on this defense without any cheesing? We have built one of the best defenses of all time, just like that team 5 years ago with Aaron Donald. And some of these players were on that team as well. But George Vance is a guy who is not. He's going to be, with temporary boosting, like a 99 in the Super Bowl. This is going to be awesome. We cannot lose this game, man. We've got to end this Tennessee dynasty right now with what we have going for us. He's going to have the reinforcement ability just like Daniel Levy does. That's amazing. Wait. Jesse Wagner, despite winning quarterback of the year, did not go up to X Factor, but should he not have gone up? I'm pretty sure he should have. I'm pretty sure if you win a yearly award, then you go up, because when he won Rookie of the Year, he went up. And because George Vance won best defensive back, he won it. I'm fairly certain that when you win an award, you go up a depth traits. Not wrong about that, am I? If you look at George Vance, yeah, he gained X Factor because he won Defensive Back of the Year. I'm going to make the change to Wagner, not because of cheese, but because that's what should have happened. He won the award. He should be an X Factor now going into this game, just like George Vance is. So I'm going to make the change because it didn't really apply to him. So we do change him to X Factor. And I'm going to change Escape Artist because that's not going to fit his play style. There are some good options like Omaha and Bazooka. Brick Wall kind of sucks. I don't want to choose one that's kind of cheese, but I'm not really sure which ones are, to be honest with you. Truz would not work for Jesse Wagner. I think what makes the most sense is either Gambits, Dots, or Pro Reads. I think Pro Reads makes the most sense because he'll ignore defensive pressure when their first open receiver is highlighted, especially when they're in the zone. So I think Pro Reads makes the most sense for him. And then we can add 2 more ability slots. We've already got Quick Draw, which will make it a faster throwing animation against pressure. He plays better from behind. And then Anchored Extender, almost guaranteed to break the first sack attempt by a blitzing defensive back. We saw that a couple of times this season, so I think we'll probably add... Oh, we could use this one. No-look Deadeye. Passer with this ability have perfect accuracy on all crossbody throws, less than 20 yards. That would help him out because he does that. He does do that several times a game. And for the 5th one, oh, this would be huge. Long-range Deadeye. Perfect accuracy on all deep throws while their feet are set except on high-low throws. That would be big. So, there you go. Jesse Wagner, X-Factor quarterback. We got to re-sign this guy now. I think he has proven that he can get us to the big game. And he's proven that he can play as a franchise-level quarterback time and time again. It is not all sunshine and rainbows, though, folks. We have some concerning injuries entering the Super Bowl. We're going to miss Quincy Baslane for another playoff game. He missed the wild card game. He's going to miss this one, too. And Demarius Allen is also out. So Perry Kaysen and Devon Achane are going to have to step up in a big way to help out this ground game. Gonna suck to miss him because he is by far our best running back. So, a big loss. A starter is out on both sides. And for Tennessee, they're going to be missing their X-Factor wide receiver, Martin Strong. Wow, he's only like a 84 overall because he's very young. But that is a huge player to miss. So, we're also missing one on defense. So, 2 X-Factors out of this game. Big injuries for both teams. And this is the team we have to face. They've got some really good players across the board here. The quarterback has been playing some really good football these last several years. I mean, again, they've won 3 straight championships. It's not going to be easy. Jerry Whitmore is coming off a career season at receiver. They're going to be missing Martin Strong, but they still have Greg Scott, who has torched us in previous games against this team. They got Matthias Macklin, Ross Holloway, John Watkins. They have an X-Factor tight end, Matt Dulong, who had, I think, over 10 grabs in our last game against this team. So there are no shortage of playmakers on this offense, and their offensive line is stacked to the absolute brim. It's going to be hard to create pressure against this offensive line. Their defensive line is also really solid, especially on the interior with Matt Moorhead fronting that charge. They've got some really good players. I mean, this roster is actually really good. It's honestly about as good as ours. They've also got former Ram Emmanuel Forbes. Do not want to throw a pick against that guy because he can house those easily. Yeah, this defense is actually very nasty. I'm actually not excited to face this defense, but I am hyped to play the game. But they've got 2 really good safeties, 3 really good safeties. Only 2 spots to play him in. So it's not going to be easy. It never is. We are coming off maybe our best performance all year long, though. And with the big boost to George Vance and Jesse Wagner, and because of the plus 20 play rec, break tackle, and tackling, we should be in store for a very good performance, but we're missing a couple of key players now, and so is Tennessee. This is the team heading into our final game of the season. Can this squad get things done in the Super Bowl? We're going to find out next time, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're finally 1 game away from our 2nd title, and I am ready for that game. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one. Leave your feedback down below. I will see you guys there. Peace out.